Okay, I am back, and I have made a few changes to the game. I removed science alerts in the hopes that that will resolve my issue with transmitting science data from my satellite. And I've also added a mod, which I will illustrate shortly. So here I am back on my satellite, and you may notice Kerbin looks a little bit different. I am running the environmental visual enhancements mod, which adds clouds and city lights. I'm not entirely sold on the city lights. Let's go around to the light side. The clouds look nice though. Okay, let me see if I can start this transmission now. That's looking more promising. Uploading data. Complete. 30 science added. Okay, good. That's fixed. Excellent. That makes me feel better. So I'm going to deorbit this guy because I don't really want it floating around in space. And although I have quite a lot of fuel left, it'd be very silly and try and get this in orbit around the moon. Sure, I probably have enough delta V. Node in T-minus 19 minutes. Set an alarm for that. Okay. So I'm going to take this probe to the moon and start mapping there. So I seem to have more than enough fuel to pull it off. we go. I'm on an intercept trajectory. Now, add maneuver. Cool. So that took 847, which delta V, which was about half. So it's going to take about 500 to get into orbit. So I will have just enough to circularize my orbit. I don't really know that I'm going to be able to finish mapping with the amount of fuel I have left. Especially since I would like to have enough fuel to deorbit. Goodbye, Kerbin. See, isn't that nice and pretty now? Clouds do make a planet look better. Alright, I'm circularized. Bring my periapsis down. Alright, and let's see what this trajectory is going to do. Not much. Let's set an alarm for periapsis and speed around to the other side. Actually, I can just add a maneuver node over here. Estimated burn 2 seconds. Maybe I do have enough fuel, because at this point my delta V changes are pretty small. Good enough. World first milestones. Initiated first flyby of Moon, escaped gravitational influence of Kerbin, and entered the orbit of the Moon. That's helpful. Oh yeah, and we completed that contract we had to fly by the Moon. Not bad for something we did on a whim. So with the fuel I have, I sort of have two choices. I can get into a mapping orbit, which would be shifting more polar and closer, or I can map up to this orbit for this contract and get that contract out of the way. I don't know that I have enough fuel to do both. I would kind of like to get the mapping done. I think that's a higher priority. So I'm going to shrink my orbit some more. I want to bring periapsis down almost to brushing the surface. I think 50,000 is good enough. Supposedly it's efficient at 5 kilometers. Is that correct? Yes. Ideal altitude is 5 kilometers. But I'm not going to do that. That's a bit too much. Flip around to the other side. Might as well start mapping while I'm doing this. These adjustments are so minor they're not going to affect my my scan at all. And add new alarm. Whoosh. Yeah, I do like those clouds. All right. Now, this is not a great orbit for mapping because I'm way too equatorial. Switch rectangular. So for my next trick, come on, let me select the orbit. The fuck? That's behaving weirdly. Not real happy about that. It's not letting me create maneuver nodes. I am looking forward to in the next version, they're going to be seriously redoing their maneuver node code, which has always been rather buggy. I'm going to go to the Space Center and come back and see if that clears this. There we go. Now I can do it. One right here. And we want to make this more polar. Okay, I think it needs to be a little more polar than that, actually. That's pretty much perfectly polar. Oh, that's actually tilted the other direction. Okay, that looks good. Wow, that's actually going to take quite a lot of delta V. I'm not sure I have that much delta V. I don't think I do. Hmm. How does that look? Well, that's a better mapping orbit anyway. I'm gonna keep how am I for fuel? Pretty low. Well, that will map a good chunk of it anyway. I'm probably gonna need a second craft to finish it, but I'll consider that a win. And I have done my first moon mission. I got a good chunk of science and money for that. I could pick up winglets and actually have some better control. I think I will do that because that's been plaguing me, the lack of control during the launch. I could also purchase some upgrades, but I don't see any that are really worthwhile right at the moment. I'm gonna want this somewhat soon, but not quite yet. So, what should I do next? Well, let's take a look at what our contracts are. We still need to test a parachute, and we need another moon satellite. Not doing that, not doing that, not doing that. We have some tourism contracts. We have a rescue contract. Stranded in low Kerbin orbit. That would be different. I haven't done one of those. Rewards kind of not terrible, I guess. Transmit science data from space around Kerbin. Yes, I'm going to do that anyway. Position a satellite in a specific orbit. Wow. That's a very high orbit. It must have a materials science bay. That's quite a large cash reward, though. Well, I could do two things at once and do a rescue and complete this rendezvous. I believe that will count. Sure, let's try it. So that's 70,000 for this rescue, and it's 58,000 for this rescue. I will go for this rescue. Alright, so what orbit am I going to need for this? The Space Center? Well, that low Kerbin orbit is outside of lunar orbit, so this may actually be pretty challenging. So that last ship I built for launching the satellite, this could probably be modified to have enough power to launch my rescue craft. So I'm going to take these guys off and put on some Thumper solid fuel boosters. Symmetry. And I'm going to replace these with my new control surfaces. I'm not sure which of these are the best. I think these seem like the ones to use. Ooh, they're quite a bit larger too, which I kind of appreciate in this context. All right. Interesting. Not 100% sure really how to use that, but I think it's just automatic. This down at the base so that hopefully when they come off they'll fall away from the craft. And this is a swivel. I guess I'll keep that. This can all go away. So I am not going to be carrying any science into orbit at all. Stage this. I think I can get away with just a single parachute on this. Alright, So that is 3.6 kilometer per second delta V. I'm not actually sure that's going to be enough. Oh, well, it would help if I stage properly. 5.3 K delta V. That's a little better. Alright, so I am going to take with me an engineer. And this is going to be my Coast Guard ship. I know they mainly do drug interdiction, but they do occasionally rescue people. So once again, I have built something ridiculously long and skinny. I may come to regret that, but I have control surfaces, and we'll see how well that solves that problem. I have parachutes. I have my actual rescue pod. I think I'm ready to go. What could go wrong? Okay. Where is he? Trying to find that rescue orbit. It was here a second ago. Oh, hey, that's my target. Never mind. That's a little easier to reach. I don't need nearly as much power to reach that. Well, I think I have overbuilt this then. But built it I did. That's much more responsive with the control surfaces. The whole craft kind of shimmies when I use them, but now, moment of truth, does this whole thing go flying apart when I drop them? That went pretty well. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I didn't go spinning barely at all this time. Whoa, 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 whoa. I may have spoken a little too soon. Again, long and slender is awkward. So, I don't know how well you can see the nav ball, but this line here that my mouse is moving up and down is 90 degrees. Because I'm spinning, it's spinning, but as long as I'm on that line, I'm launching roughly the way I want to. But my apoapsis height is at 45. I really like having the engineer on board because I get the readout from Kerbal Engineer. That makes life dramatically easier. Oh, you know what would have helped? I never turned on SAS. Well, that makes things more stable. What would also have helped is if I had throttled up all the way. Whoops. That was clumsy. I might have botched this launch. Two fairly major mistakes. Boom. Okay, let's circularize. Oh, okay. All right. Let's finish circularizing my orbit. Well, I'm not going to actually circularize it. I'm going to very deliberately not circularize it, but let me finish getting my periapsis above the surface. I really like having an engineer on board. I can do things with numbers. There we go. Alright, so now there's a couple of ways I can do this. Right now my orbit is very close to his orbit, which means that I'm not really going to overtake or undertake him. So I can just keep going in circles until I do match up with him, which is kind of the long, slow way of doing things. Basically depend on luck. Or I can make some adjustments so that my orbit is less in sync with his. And get an encounter a little faster that way. I think that is what I will do. Alright. Because he's in such a low orbit, I have very little leeway for adjustments before I'm inside the atmosphere, which is awkward. Maneuver nodes have bugged out again. Jump back and forth between the Space Center and clear that out. See, my periapsis is now down to 22. I can't really do much in the way of adjustments. So I'm kind of forced to do it the long, slow way of just going around and around until I get kind of close. At that point, then I can make adjustments, but one thing that would help, kind of forgotten to do, is adjusting to make sure my orbits match inclinations, which they kind of barely don't. Okay, rendezvous. So I can actually just watch this. Normally I jump back and forth between here and the map, but I don't have to do that since I have Triple Engineer. I'm really glad I brought an engineer on this trip. Okay, there we go. Relative inclination 0.003. So at this point, inclination is not an issue. I just need to find him. Ooh, that looks promising. Separation 15 kilometers. Separation 6 kilometers, 5.5 kilometers, 1 kilometer. 0.3, okay. This will be a fairly precise burn. So this adjustment will bring me very close to him, but I will be moving at quite a different speed than him, which means that I would go just hurtling by if I didn't make adjustments, which will be the next set of maneuvers I do. touch, touch. There we go. Okay. So separation will be under a kilometer. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's add an alarm for that. Okay, while I'm up here, I believe I already have I believe I already have all the science I can get, but might as well do an EVA. So I'm now in target mode, which gives me a different set of icons. He shows up, you can see him now. I am overtaking him. Ooh, I didn't bring solar panels, so I am limited on electricity. This is important to note. And I'm now using an engine which does not produce electricity. So I could botch this. Now I believe I'm supposed to get within 0.7 of him. Oh crap, I think I screwed up. Ah, that sucked. Uh-oh. Don't really want to do that, no. How close am I going to come here? 41.7 kilometers, that's not really close enough. Well, darn. That'll be better. Okay, still need to make some more adjustments. Try to go past this intercept. Okay, now make a whoops. No, stop. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Okay. So that's going to bring me within a kilometer again. And at that point, I just need to match orbits. Which is tricky. Whoops, apparently I'm inside the atmosphere. That's a little awkward. I didn't mean to do that. Huh? I don't think I really touched it enough to have significant braking impact, hopefully. Okay. I believe I want to burn towards this icon. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's right. It's this icon. Four, 1.3, 1.2. Alright, now we are barely moving towards each other, so I'm going to point towards them. Oh. How's my electricity? Low, very low. I'm going to be very sad if I fail this because I run out of power. So at a rate of 3.3 meters per second, I am drifting towards him. I'm not entirely sure how close I need to be to complete this, but Now, how do I switch to? Switch to. Gemsi Kerman, let's hop out. Alright, turn on RCS. Where's my ship? Come on. There it is. I just realized there's a problem. Cannot board a full module. This is an interesting problem. I have no idea how to move crew around. Do not want to select Gemsi's scrap. So I believe that the crew hatch is on the bottom of this, which is completely inaccessible, which is kind of terrible. I might be able to transfer, switch to. The other thing I can do is put myself on a re-entry trajectory. Oh, but that's awkward. I really don't want to do that. I would have to put myself on a re-entry trajectory while still clinging with my EVA. Now, how do I switch to you? Okay, I gotta go look up hotkeys. One moment. There's gotta be a way to switch between ships that's easier than what I'm doing. Key bindings, Kerbal Space Program. Okay, there we go. Boom. Okay. Board. So I have no idea what class Gemsea Kerbin is. It is time to deorbit. Oops. Okay, periapsis is down to 45. I'm going to disable SAS and fast forward back to the atmosphere. Well, that was a learning experience in a couple of ways. First of all, solar panels. You should always have at least one solar panel on any ship. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sold on the night lights. Especially since there are no actual cities on Kerbin. So while I'm reorbiting, my general thoughts for this series are that I sort of have it in my mind divided up into a couple of, for lack of a better term, seasons. So the first season is basically me really kind of getting the hang of the game, um, where learning the sorry, distracted by reentry. Learning the mechanics, mastering launches, mastering orbital rendezvous, mastering landing, that sort of thing. Um, getting the understanding of concepts like DV and whatnot. Um, and then, whoop. Whee! Don't really like that spin. But there's not really anything I can do about it. The second season, oh good, it's straightening out. Would be trying to explore all of the planets. So in the first season, I'm pretty much going to be in Kerbin, Moon, Minmus, and I'll probably do some basic uh, extra Kerbin exploration, but I'm not going to really systematically um, hmm. Oh well, that could have gone better. So really what screwed me there more than anything was lack of um, lack of electricity. Why will it not let me revert? Shit. I'm not happy about that. Uh, that's awkward. So, yeah, I just lost some Kerbals, including the famous Jebediah. That's a little annoying. Damn. Well, That was still a profitable mission, even though it ended in total failure. Hmm, unfortunate. And I lost an engineer. Sigh. Well, I do need an engineer, so Ted Kerman, you're hired. I kind of broke even on that in terms of cash, if lives can be measured in cash. And yeah, not real happy with that. Why did that go so badly? Not really sure. I'm gonna have to think on that. All right, well, I'm gonna call that. Did I lose? Oh no, that's right. I spent 45 signs. I may try to do another one of those rescue missions, because that is apparently some training I need. Um, Utility, Oxstats, photovoltaic panel. So that will hopefully prevent that particular mode of failure from recurring. What I could have done there during re-entry is fired my engines and used them both to slow me down and keep me facing the direction I wanted to face. But because that would not be as reliant on electrical power, and this does have a swivel on it, vectoring. But I think yeah, I also don't know why it didn't let me restore from or revert to base. But like I said, learning experience. Overall, this rocket worked pretty well. And it was successful in everything except the landing. So yeah, I guess that was kind of okay. Alright, I am going to sign off for now. And I will try this again later.